Hello guys, today we have something a bit different. First things first, we're filming with my rear camera or the main camera, not the selfie one, so this should be better. You might see me looking off to the side because I have a screen there that is my phone cast into it so that I can see what I'm filming. There is quite a lot of latency, but yeah. Today we have something also a bit different, something very weird and something that will not do well, and that is reviewing a phone. It's not a very easy job, and it's my first time doing it. Also, I have nowhere near a good enough setup for testing phones, so things you should be aware of. I will be only going a bit over the specs of the phone, and that's basically it. My experiences with it and what it means. How good is it a phone and how does it compare to the Xiaomi Note or the Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 4G, as this is the Xiaomi Redmi Note 13 4G. So let's get to it, and I might get some specs wrong over here. But what we have here is a 6.7 or 6.67 inch screen that is an AMOLED screen that has a high refresh rate of 120 Hz. It's a decently bright screen, testing around 12 to 1300 nits on GSM Arena. It's pretty decent. The screen, although it's 120 Hz, you won't really notice that because of the Snapdragon 685 inside there, which is a 6nm chip, which is the same as in the Redmi Note 12 4G. Which is a downside and honestly the biggest and only con of this phone. As for the other stuff, it has stereo speakers, one on the bottom, one on the top. It's actually just an amplified earpiece speaker. It has a 3.5mm jack, and it has 33 watt wired charging, no wireless charging. This is a 200 watt, now $150 phone. It has a 5000 mAh battery, it's LiPo, and there isn't too much of cool stuff here. It comes with Android 13 and you only get 3 years of updates, even though when it came out Android 15 was already about to come out, so pretty weird. But same as with the Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 5G, which I'm filming with right now, it has 2 years of Android updates and it came with 14, so they will be the same, but the 4G of the same version of the phone has 4 years of updates, but that thing is weaker, which doesn't make sense. It might just be that they were confused, and I hope so. As for the rest of the phone, we have the looks. At the rear we have a 108 megapixel camera, one useless camera and one even more useless camera. I genuinely do not know what the resolution for them is, I'm not going to look it up. Just know that the main camera is, well, okay. It ain't nothing crazy, and let me just take a picture of something, like my table right now. There we go. So, okay, the camera is very slow, that's what I noticed, but right here is the actual photo. I might just put it up on the screen, probably won't because I'm a lazy piece of a fucking YouTuber. Either way, the camera or the picture, it's pretty decent, especially for the phone. Now one thing you can notice is the fact how long it takes to open the app. Let's see. It was a bit faster that time. Usually it's also slower than this, but still it was pretty slow. Switching between cameras is also not very fast, and clicking on stuff is not that fast. It's even slower than this sometimes, but it's serviceable. The other two cameras are an ultra wide, which is not very good. It is out of focus everywhere and it really isn't that high quality. And the macro camera I genuinely never use in my life. It might be useful to some of you, but just get a more expensive one if you want to have a good macro camera or a telephoto. The macro camera on this is pretty much useless. The ultrawide is fine. The selfie camera, however, you saw the quality or my many channels. Sorry, my many videos. I don't have many channels, I have one. Technically two, but just one. And the selfie camera, it's not awful. It is fine. Especially for video, it's not explicitly awful. The problem is, it's not always 30 FPS. And the cameras are actually pretty decent for most people. Just for me, doing YouTube, the phone I'm currently using has better cameras. Let's talk also design. It's plastic back, plastic ribs. The same as the phones nowadays, the 14, 5G and 4G. The back has a very fingerprinty backing. I don't know if you can actually see the fingerprints there, but it's very reflective, almost like glass, but it isn't glass. And the side rails are just normal. You have two buttons on the side, power and volume. They're actually pretty decent. I don't think they're very bad. And you do have a SIM card slot down here, and it does actually support two SIMs or one SIM and a micro SD card, which is a nice feature. As for you also have a flashlight. It's a flashlight. Genuinely, this phone is pretty good. Now, the things it comes with. It originally also has a plastic screen protector on it, and it is pretty fine. I removed it about 8 months into it. It did have a few scratches, but mainly it fell face first onto a bunch of pebbles or rocks in our parking spot. We live in a village, so yeah, we have pebbles on there, or rocks, whatever you want to call them. And because it was plastic, it made a bunch of holes that were then filled up with air. It was still usable, it didn't actually crack, and I could live with it. I cleaned my phone constantly, I couldn't, so just removed the peel, and also the main glass barely scratched from all the usage. I had this phone around 1 year, a bit more, about 1.5 years, and it's still pretty good. However, there are some issues, and the main one is just the whole speed of it. The Snapdragon 685 in here is not very fast. Thankfully, I got the 6GB version of RAM, which is the minimum. My mother has the Note 12, or Redmi Note 12, and that thing is slow as fuck. You just can't use it with 4GB of RAM. This has a 6GB of RAM for the 4GB, and the 5GB only has 8. Genuinely, if you can't get the 8GB, 6GB is still okay. Mainly because Xiaomi's HyperOS, while still better than the MIUI, is not very RAM conservative. Especially with the newer update, you actually do have animations, instead of just having absolutely no animations. Like that. It's not very easy to see on camera. And again, this is my first phone review, so it's probably not going to even get any views. But still, this phone is still pretty good. Also, it comes with a 33-watt charger and a cable, which I'm still using with the Xiaomi Redmi Note 40 5G. Because it does not come with the charger, even though it can charge with 45 watts instead of 33, but still, that's pretty fine. As for other stuff, it also comes with this case. It's pretty good. I have used it quite a bit. It does have like one scratch on it, and maybe like a bit more scratches because I did fall a few times. Also, I did use it for a bit of time without the phone case, so it got a bit bumps. But genuinely, this phone is very durable. Again, plastic is a lot more durable. My perfect build, honestly, is matte plastic on the back, or metal if you can do it. They're very rarely on phones, and then metal rails. I genuinely do not like the feel of glass on the back, and it just makes the phone easier to crack, harder to open, and just heavier. So I think that plastic on the back is still useful. For the rails, metal is definitely better. As for my usage with the phone, honestly, still to this day, the only problem would be the performance. The borders or the bezels around the screen are very small, only the bottom one being a tad bit bigger. Also, the camera footage is getting a bit choppy, at least the preview. That is pretty normal, honestly. Genuinely, the phone is really good. If you can get it, and if you do want to get it for the price, it's pretty good. And also, it's got an optical fingerprint detector. Yeah, fingerprint scanner. Why am I forgetting those words? It's really easy. But you just can put your finger and unlock it. That is actually pretty fast. So, hey, it's pretty good. Honestly, I haven't had many issues. Besides one thing with my Xiaomi Redmi 4 buds, I don't think they are active. The active version. Basically just recently good buds from Xiaomi. With this phone they were a bit too quiet. Maybe it was the Bluetooth 5.2 against the 5.3 that I have on my current phone. That might be an issue, but genuinely the only problem with this phone is literally the processor. Which is why I still wouldn't recommend the 14. Why? Because it has bigger bezels, and from what I know it does not have an ultra wide, which is so freaking dumb. It does have a legitimately fast processor, a lot faster than on this, but bigger bezels, no ultra wide, and yeah, no, that phone is very dumb. So I would say if you want to get this, it's still fine, just be sure that after Android 16 you won't be able to get any updates and that it is a bit slow. And if you do want to get a better phone, either get the Xiaomi Redmi Note 14 5G or get something above, or wait for the 15 because it will release pretty soon. It will be announced in about a month from Xiaomi, and you can expect it in around 3 months in the rest of the world. So yeah, it's honestly still a very good phone, the biggest issue being the same processor as the last one, which was actually the whole issue when it released. Still, this is a very nice phone and I do still like it. If you like overall looks and don't mind the performance on it, yeah, you can still get it. Wouldn't recommend it, but you can. And also it was the last phone from Xiaomi, at least the last generation, that included the charger on their cheaper phones, at least here. Which is sad. Thankfully, I can buy the Xiaomi's 120 watt charger for like 20 bucks, so I'm not too sad. There are probably some other stuff testing this phone, like the actual screen or the speakers, the performance, do some benchmarks like that. But again, I'm not here to do all that. I'm here to tell you how good the phone actually is and my experience with it. If you want to see any of that stuff, watch somebody like GSM Arena or I don't know, somebody else. Or you can even watch some videos from the Croatian YouTubers or the Balkan, like Smartphone Hrvatska. Why did I say that in both English? From Smartphone Hrvatska in Bytebox. They're really good. Also, if you want me to do reviews in Croatian too, I couldn't just release 2 versions, like one in English, one in Croatian. I wouldn't mind it, more content for just a different language. Plus, I think that talking about phones might be a tad bit easier in Croatian. So, yeah, honestly, still a very good phone, but also this is getting extremely choppy and it can just not escape my peripheral vision. It's very hard. Either way, I hope you like this, and I hope that I think this looks pretty good besides the choppiness of the preview. Either way, I hope you like this video. I hope this video does at least 2 views in the first hour, which is a lot to ask. And Bytebox, Smartphone Hrvatska, ili netko drugi ko još ima, definitivno ima još. if you want to send me some phones, yeah, no shit. Either way, I hope you like this video. I hope I will make more videos like this. I hope the preview gets better, and also I will be getting a new tripod and a mic. That's actually good. So, either way, my name is Dixie, and bye bye.